Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Brony Show, episode 374. I am your host, as always, here to bring you the Brony silliness for a Christmas month. Let's just deal with it. It's Christmas month. We're not going to do this for just one single day. We're going to do this for months on end. No, we're just doing it for this month. But still, I am your host, Circuit Main, here to bring you all the fun. Of course, I'm not here alone. I have a wonderful panel of panelists here to bring you all of the silliness and fun for the Brony community. And, of course, our event for this week. We, of course, have Deathlight Productions.
Hi.
We have Textalion.
Hey.
Toakoi.
Meep.
And Suki of the Otaku Ascended.
Yep.
Alright, and we're going to jump right into this, as per suggested by Coldust. Thank you very much. In fact, it's probably a good idea, considering some people might need some time to get things set up. So, for the show today, we are going to Ponytown. It's been a while since we've been there. We went there in their first early alpha just to mess around a bit and make a nice little Brony show thing in their grass. They've expanded quite a bit since then. A lot since then, in fact. And currently, since they've expanded, they've included new areas, including a party island with a house that you can redecorate how you see fit. So, right now, we are starting to gather in the mines. Of course, the reason we are gathering in the mines is so that we can get everybody together into a nice big party. Anybody who wants to join us. So we can all go and decorate the wonderful island and its home to make our own little Christmas island for the moment. So essentially we're just sitting here, we're waiting for people to jump in. If you want to jump in with us, we are on the, we're basically on the adult server. We're on the number 1 18+ adult server because, of course, this is not a kids show, as we keep mentioning over and over and over. Granted, we talk about a kids show, but this show, our podcast itself, isn't a kids show. So we are currently waiting. If you want to join us, just get your account set up if you haven't yet. Get your character created and meet us in the mines. You have about a half an hour or so until we actually start going into this. So, go ahead and jump in, give a little exploration here. And we will get you into the parties as soon as we can. But for the meantime, let's go ahead and warm up our vocal cords, talk a little bit about our daily lives, and what better way than a little bit of What's Up, Brony? So, what's up, Bronies?
I'm off working 4 hours after doing a double yesterday, not getting home till about 7 p.m. after working at 7 a.m. and I had to wake up at 5 to go to work at 6 a.m. today.
Well, I'm gonna jump a little bit into a little What's Up, Brony going on with me here. Actually, it's a little bit of show news now that I put it together. But yeah, holidays also mean lots of gift giving, and I signed up for a few Secret Santas here and there. One of them being a retro gaming club that meets up every once in a while, including on Christmas. Unfortunately, I found out a few days ago that the meetup for the Secret Santa is going to be next Monday. Very specifically at 6:30 p.m. So unfortunately, because of this, it's going to be next Monday, 6:30 p.m. We do not have... I am not going to be able to do the show for very, very obvious reasons. Now, unfortunately, because of that, obviously... blah blah English, blah blah words, me fail English, speak snarky talk, man. Yes, I'm not going to be able to do the show, but there will be a show. In fact, I've asked Blanked Mind to step in and take over the show for the week since he doesn't have any current employment at this time, which he has gladly gone ahead and set out to do. So I asked him that kindly. He said yes. He is currently planning on possibly doing a big art party stream. But as to what will happen, it will be up to him. So be prepared for that. By the way, is Stormcloud one of ours? In the group here?
Yeah, Storm Clouded Draconiquist.
Oh, it's Clouded Dracon. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Really dressed up. I like it.
Wow, I just completely lost where the mines were.
And that's the 23rd, right?
Well, if you're in the party, you should be fine as long as I got you in the party. Yeah, that is the 23rd. Oh my god! Sorry, Commander, something just came in.
He went full dragon.
Okay, so I am keeping an eye on this to try to grab people as they're coming in. I might lose them a little bit here and there. I do apologize on that, but yeah, wow. Where was I? I got lost.
You were being blown away by people.
Well, other than that. No, don't worry. If you want to go for it, go ahead and create an account now. But any case, you got some time. We got plenty of time before we get started here. But let's go ahead and get into this. So just a reminder to everybody next week. Yeah, there was a Delirium pony tot. Nah, that can't be one of ours. Though that does look awesome. I almost feel like we should just walk around here and take a look at all the different ponies once in a while. That just looks like way too much fun. Okay, alright, relax. DM12 can relax too. Where was I? Right. Okay, stop that. Okay, we're gonna move on here. So, tomorrow. So, next week, Brony show, it's gonna be taken over by Blanked Mind. So, be prepared for a possible art stream, if not something else, but we will give you a definite heads up. However, I do apologize. I will not be able to conduct the show. However, I will probably pop in as soon as it's done, and I will definitely be responsible for the coffee house after party, because I doubt I'm going to be at that party all night, especially since it's a work week. Moving on. Let's go ahead and get into actual news here, unless anybody else had any other quick what's up Brony going on.
Oh, week was a thing. Finally got my big computer all set up, so yeah, I'm using that now.
Oh,
and
nice.
I've been editing audio like crazy. Like over the weekend, I gone through 1 hour of audio, which is pretty big. Like that's almost 4 hours worth of work right there. But, yeah.
All right. That definitely sounds awesome, man. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into the news here. We're going to jump a little bit into a donation drive. I'll be blunt right off the bat here. There is a Brony who, unfortunately, is in a time of need, and we actually found out about this a few days ago. And I was actually asked by Inky of the Traveling Pony Museum to talk about this, so... here is the current situation. There's a Brony by the name of Spike Fireman who actually goes to a lot of conventions. He does a lot of woodworking. If you actually go to his DeviantArt, he basically burns images into wood and usually sells them at the different Brony conventions. Now, apparently his mom for over the last couple of years, has had issues with strokes, getting breast cancer. Apparently, chemo unfortunately wasn't covered by any insurance, and along with that, even with taxes and what support they could garner by themselves, they're currently looking at a $16,000 debt.
Oh,
It's really bad. So, unfortunately, along with that, the Spike Fireman unfortunately also has physical issues, so he can't do a lot of work himself. So they recently set up a GoFundMe to try to help fund for the chemotherapy. So that I wanted to just bring this to everybody's attention to see just if you are able to help. The information is in our show notes, and that would definitely help them a lot. This goes towards the chemotherapy, keeping their house, everything intact. A lot of important stuff out there because nobody wants to go homeless, especially around Christmas or worse. But if you aren't able to donate, just being able to spread the word and let people know what is going on would definitely go a long way. And yeah, I'm not really good at asking for stuff like that, for mentioning this or talking like stuff about this. It's really messed up, sad stuff. It really is, but yeah, situation with that. It's always a bad situation, and the honest best thing you can possibly do, if you can't do anything at all, is just to spread the word. And that's pretty much the heartfelt thing that we for the show for this week. For at least better news, last week we mentioned a heart-swarming tale organ music.
I was like, do you not say the word that's starting to come out?
I'm trying. Okay. There's a Brony by the name of Rob Hablinski, who's an organist, who is going to be playing a bunch of Brony, My Little Pony Christmas-themed music on a pipe organ. This is a live-streamed YouTube event that will be happening at 9:30 p.m. Eastern this coming Thursday. And as I mentioned, this is completely live-streamed. So we wanted to get this out because, who doesn't like a little bit of Christmas music and on a giant pipe organ with a bunch of pony music playing? How awesome is that? So, keep an eye out for that. I'm probably going to end up watching it as well, so it's something exciting and fun to look over. Sure to check the show notes if you're curious or interested. Moving on.
It'll almost sound like church music at that point.
I know, but
pretty close. Yeah,
but we're the religion of ponyality.
I thought we had a Celestia thing a while ago.
That was an amazing Bible. Well,
we have the Bible, we got the music. Let's find a chapel.
Amazing Bible, what now?
The Celestia Bible, remember?
Right. Oh yeah, the Bible of Celestianism.
Yeah, that was it.
I blinked. Everybody's excited about the show you're going to be doing next week.
We love you.
They also said they love you. Well, one of them did.
But his opinion didn't count, so it's
I
fine.
have no ideas. We'll see what happens.
I have utter faith in your abilities.
Someone must, I guess.
All right, moving on to news here. Tales of Fallout Equestria has been released. Now, the reason that we had to emphasize the Fallout part is this was actually fan-made. This is not from River Horse, who makes Tales of Equestria. This is from a Brony who took the game engine of Tales of Equestria and put Fallout in it. So if you wanted to do a Fallout Equestria scenario, but you thought that the Fallout RPG book series was too expensive or very complicated, you can go.
Or the really old one where it's just broken.
There's also that possibility as well.
Oh.
Yep. All of these, instead, you have the wonderful option of going with this book series. Coldust, stop touching my apple. I do like the hat, though.
By the way, I am looking for you guys, and I have yet to find you.
We're in the mines, man. The mines.
Okay, so which way is the mines?
Everyone just sit in the
There-
same location.
There's literally street signs all over the place. Just find a road and follow it till you get to signs. It's honestly not hard, man.
Okay.
But
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and ignore the game for a moment here because everybody is, well, they're touching my apple, but they're not touching my apple anymore. We're gonna just keep moving on here. But Tales of Fallout Equestria is a book. It's free, completely free. It is based off of an easier engine if you just want to have a little bit of fun playing Tales of Equestria with a Fallout approach. You can see it all right here. You can just play it off of DeviantArt itself or download it itself. And there's a Brahmin with 2 heads, and I like that. That's actually kind of hilarious. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on here. So next, Pony Game Delirium. This was a game that we played a long time ago. However, it has still been getting updates. This is basically a combination of ponies and demonic run and gun. But yeah, they're still getting updates. So even now the game is still being updated, which I'm really excited in general that it is. Because I can imagine a lot of these games just get released, maybe an update or two, and then that's it. But they continue to work on this, which is really exciting. I really want to see how far they take this and if they can really make it an awesome game. But it was pretty fun last I played it, though I kept dying. But yeah, there was that. Next, charity albums. Ponies at Dawn has released Echoes, their latest compilation charity album with so many musicians, all in one big seating and with a pay your own price. So once again, you can pay even just a simple $1, though. Pay what you think it's worth. But you get 71 tracks from different Brony musicians all coming together in the name of charity to bring you a ton of music. I mean, seriously, you could probably play this all day and not hear the same song. I mean, how awesome is that?
Do it.
Do it. Do it, Phillies. But yeah, go ahead and check it out. It's awesome music. Next, who wants to build their own Kotobuki figure?
That sounds expensive. Let's do this.
All right. Well, yes, apparently in this case, garage kit versions of Kotobuki pony figures have started to pop up on E2046, which is apparently a website. But they do a lot of, they have right now Rarity, Fluttershy, Twilight Sparkle, and Pinkie Pie. Of course, they're all in pre-orders, and they are cheaper. They're actually cheaper. They're like $45 to $50 for the figures instead of the $100 to $110. However, when you get these figures, you don't get the figures. You get the parts of the figure. Which
it's like the Warhammer figures. You can just build them.
Okay, this is an awesome little video thing here, but this is showing me absolutely nothing. Okay, so we'll go back to here. So, yeah, you kind of get this. You essentially get a bunch of little pieces that need to be painted or colored or decorated in their own way in shape and form with even little stickers that can help. But you actually have to make it yourself. So this is a do-it-yourselfer for people that are more used to model kits. Granted, if you are not used to model kits, unless you really want to try it out, I would highly recommend just buy the figures. Save yourself some effort. Granted,
Also,
it's double the price.
Also, as someone who has printed a model kit of Johnny 5 for someone, be careful on tolerances and possible breakages.
Anyway, somebody better talk to Edgelord there, unless that's one of our people.
If it's blue and sunglasses with a sword, it's me.
No, you're something else. I'm talking about the razor blade guy that's right next to a few people there. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, he might be one of ours. Admittedly, I'm not. Sometimes people mix up their names, and I apologize if that is you, and I will grab you in a moment. I'm just not sure, and I don't want to throw people in our party willy-nilly. But yeah, Kotobuki figures. Build them yourself. Save a little bit of money. Next, the My Little Pony live stage show has been postponed. Unfortunately, scheduling conflicts have happened. Refunds have been issued. They are still planning on having them happen eventually, possibly, but yeah, Pony Live has been postponed. So that's kind of a shame. But also it means we probably don't get that horrible video that we look at and we wonder, what the hell?
No, we already do that with ourselves a lot.
No, I'm talking about the other stage shows that have happened.
Well, you know what I mean.
Right.
Also,
Next.
how do I display a toy?
Beats me. Next. I actually don't know half of the functions. You're going to have to figure it out on your own.
Kiki.
Alright, next. A color mock-up of the Applejack Kotobuki figure has popped up. Granted, this is just somebody's idea of how the coloring is probably going to look based on the art that we received and the figure that was recently shown. But yeah, she's still a good chunk of away from actual release, but it's still awesome to see what the coloring will probably look like. Makes it a little just a little more
love
exciting.
watching mock-ups.
Same coloring.
Just makes everything a little more exciting, right? Alright, and next. My Little Pony Gyro. We got Little Pony head spinners over at Target. Basically, take a little pony, you take a little spinner, you spin the sucker, and it goes whirling all around, and it has a pony head on it.
The fun ends with the head pops off.
Actually, the fun begins when the head pops off because it's on a little spinning device that you pop it off, that you pop the head off of to get it to spin. Alright. Next. Fallout Equestria Remains. This is the Flash game that we talked about a little while ago and also really had its full version released a couple weeks ago, which we still need to get onto at some point. But they have officially 100% released the game along with an official trailer and an official website at this point. What the heck? Never mind. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and check out the official trailer or look at the English website that they've set up, it's right there and available. But now it is officially 100% released with the 1.0, including in English. So I'm actually really excited for that too. It means we have another awesome little Fallout game and another pony game that we get to play on the show. Now for the last little bit of news, and also kind of an interesting one. Now this is This is kind of a Dear Abby kind of article situation here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and read the article word for word here for a quick moment. Good day, all. Let's see. Oh no, never mind. That's the person saying hello. I'm taking over, or I'm doing this for another week apparently. So, the question: my coworker's most recent name change, quote unquote. I work at a small nonprofit with a great accepting culture. We have several employees who identify as various places along the gender and sexuality spectrums, and it's never been an issue. One of my co-workers previously changed the name by which they preferred pronoun, identify, to a more masculine version of their name, which everyone was glad to begin using. That was until last year. Earlier this month, they requested people begin to call them by a name that was very quickly realized was their fandom name for My Little Pony. Think along the lines of Starfire and Sunbeam. While we work in a pretty accepting organization, a lot of us have struggled with this since it's not really professional, nor do we feel it's appropriate in the workplace. We have clients whom we frequently share, and we do not feel comfortable saying things like, "Let me run this by Starfire." However, some coworkers have suggested that we respect this, as this is how they want to identify. What should we do? Now, honestly, when I initially saw about the article, I thought it was one of these cases where somebody legally changed their name. I think in this case, it's just somebody's like, you know what, I decide I want to be referred to as some Twilight Sparkle Buns, I guess. Granted, it does pose an interesting question, you know, is it, what is professional and what is not? Or should it be considered professional?
It is kind of borders on a lot of things.
It's heavy borders. At the same time, though, we are talking about the same group that is more than okay with people placing themselves in different specters of both gender association as well as sexual identity. Granted, yeah, I understand it's a little weird to call. To call somebody Starfire. In fact, Starfire seems to be the best one that kind of rolls off the tongue for the moment. But yeah, I can understand in some environments it may not be exactly professional, especially if you're like in a serious business environment. But we're also talking about basically a donation area where they've allowed everything else under the sun, except apparently this is the crossing the line. Yeah. So I admit it's a little weird. It's not. I don't think it's like any kind of official name change per se. Sounds like this person kind of just jumps from one thing to another, so they might end up re-changing their name. But, you know, unless you're actually in an environment which has business cards as well as, you know, kind of a suit and tie kind of environment, I don't imagine that this should be that kind of a problem. What do you guys think? That's
Honestly,
just my takeaway.
if it's either a reasonable name, it should be. However, I see that point of why would you say, hey, Sunbeam, unless the actual name is Sunbeam?
Well,
You know what I mean?
well, in this case, though, they have mentioned in the information here that you know, they have allowed people to kind of have a more masculine term to their name. So essentially, like, instead of Melanie, they're called Mark. Granted, yeah, calling somebody who used to be Melanie Mark is a far cry from calling somebody who used to be called Melanie Sunburst, but...
Well, you know...
Yeah, or yeah, treating it like a nickname might be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That could work, but that's the whole thing of it's not our place to full on say. It's just that area is ripe with a lot of
It's
yes,
a questionable area.
yeah.
But yeah, I could kind of see where they're coming from, but at the same time, they're kind of, you know, that's kind of a weird place to draw the line.
Oh, the stranger pod is someone actually being named Sunbeam, and they're like, oh, that's a fake name. And then legally, it's like, no, my legal name is Sunbeam. I don't like it.
Well, we'll leave that one alone.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm pointing out the absurd yet true.
Right. Okay. Anybody else want to add on to this?
You know what? It can be stupid, but as long as I can pronounce it.
You know what? I'll go with that. Yeah, the moment you get into Kaluthian horror and you're trying to pronounce Kimba the White Lion. Never mind, moving on. But yeah, the moment you get to Kaluthian horror or something like that, then we gotta let go.
Then you got issues.
Yeah. Yep, that is it for the news. So let's go ahead and go into our next segment, of course, which is the fan submissions and suggestions. We have...
I can't get mine in this week simply because work.
Right. Well, we have two of them. We have Santa Hat the Revenge, and we also have the Protest Initiative.
He's in game. He'll hear you.
I know he can hear me, but I want to see if I can coax him into the call.
Running
Challenge.
suspense.
Yes, the Protest Initiative Challenge.
Cole, there's a trade on screen.
Oh, there we go.
There he goes. That
See,
went for delay.
So we have the Protest Initiative Challenge. Go.
Princess Initiative Challenge?
Yes,
Pro-
Princess Initiative.
The protest.
Also, people who I sent friend requests to, fucking accept them so I can friend other people.
Did you send one to me?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see it pop up.
Hold on.
Anyway,
Apparently you can only do like 3 at a time.
so
Oh,
Cole,
hey.
protest.
Wait, who's Shadow Noir? Oh, wait, that's you!
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I'm hardly ever on here. Sure, why not?
You don't know his OC's name, do you?
I forgot. It's been so long. All right, the protest initiative challenge this week was hot chocolate pony. Show me your hot chocolate ponies. Damn it! Now I want hot chocolate.
All right.
Now, if you put different inflection on that, I'd be interested in this contest. Show us your hot chocolate pony.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, hey,
All
hey,
right.
if someone drew that, then by all means, I'll accept it.
All right. So it looks like after this week though was a bit of a quiet one, as we only got one submission by Vaguely Creepy for a story. However, we do have good news, as I was able to actually do some art for both.
Nice.
Fun.
So for the Santa hat, I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I put a giant Santa hat on top of the Brony show bar.
Can you make it smaller so that it actually can be seen? Because right now a lot of it's under chats.
I don't know about smaller, but how about I just do this instead?
Just make the chats dance around for a bit. Ooh, yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so we'll put the chats back up in just a moment. Actually, the Pinkie Pie plushie is still good there.
Actually, it's funny you do this because, like, I legitimately a couple years ago now, Winchester Wednesdays, they did a Minecraft competition, and I nearly won because I had a Santa's workshop that the roof was just a giant Santa's hat. The reason that I lost was because Winchester came around and pressed the doorbell, which just so happened to trigger all the TNT that I loaded it with. He said very clearly at the beginning of the competition, TNT is not building material. It's like, ho, that's a challenge.
And he was right.
You damaged someone else's build!
I did. Well, no, it was Winchester's fault because he pushed the doorbell.
Alright, actually, I do stand corrected. I have 2 entries for this. I do apologize to Commander something. He actually did bring up his entry as we were in the middle of the show last week. Right after we announced it, so...
Oh, yes, the puddle.
The amazing puddle, yes. But we will get to that in just a moment. But yeah, here's the Santa Hat Challenge. I actually drew this over the course of about an hour. The next one took about 20 minutes and a little bit of luck with Krita. However, I did manage to pull this off as well. And it's a doozy. Let's see. Okay, I forgot where I've been saving these documents. Have I been... No, I remember now. No, I've been putting it in the... Here's a key tip to everybody out there. Organize your folders.
Wait, what's organized?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what this organization is.
Okay, so this one I was actually trying a little bit more different kinds of art, a little bit of different art style. Oh, I forgot to fix the ear. Oh well.
It happens.
Alright, so yeah, unfortunately, other than the ear problem here, this is a literal hot chocolate pony sitting in a cup of hot chocolate. Obviously, he's a very happy pony. He's obviously bald because, you know, he's made out of hot chocolate. He's not going to have a mane. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yes.
Wait, what about Marshmallow Mane?
It would melt immediately. You ever see a marshmallow in hot chocolate? That sucker doesn't survive.
You clearly don't have a big enough marshmallow.
I don't care how... Unless you have more marshmallow... Unless you have more marshmallow than hot chocolate, it is not surviving.
You add a full layer of marshmallows on top. If there's not like a pile of marshmallows, you're doing it wrong.
No, you're doing it wrong just doing a pile of marshmallows. No, you go for the giant jar of marshmallow fluff. You get a scoop that's half of that damn jar, and you layer on top of that thing like a freaking meringue pie.
And here I thought you just put in the jumbo marshmallow, and it just sucks up everything so that when you actually go to drink, there's nothing actually coming out because it's just a soaked marshmallow.
I'm with him.
And then you have to eat it like cake.
Ah!
I see only good things in that.
No, Vaguely has the best idea. Put the marshmallows in first and then pour in the hot chocolate to fill in the cracks.
There you go.
That is not wrong either.
But yeah, I did draw this over the course of about, technically, 15 to 20 minutes, but I did have about half an hour to actually get things going. But yeah, so yeah, Chocolate Pony. But now for the actual submissions, Commander Something posted this wonderful rendition of a chocolate pony. His quote on this: "The Santa hat got its revenge. The hot chocolate pony melted upon wearing the warm hat. It was too warm. The Santa hat killed the chocolate pony."
Truly tragic.
Happens.
It is definitely a
Yep.
tragic story. And
Just
we
like
also-
Romeo and Juliet.
I
and-
give him bonus points for creativity.
That is very creative.
And along with it, we also do have one other thing here. Let me just get Commander Something in here. We also have Vaguely Creepy, who continues his story.
And I did read through it a few times to make sure I was able to try and give a good narration for it. Circuit, the last line, you will do it.
All right. In that case, whenever you're ready, CMC.
Stop punching me in the head. Stop being a wuss and go talk to her. Crazy Mac Captain watched the Diamond Dog repeatedly smack the face of the Griffin in the headlock before his festive hat jingled lightly as he gave both one last shake of his head, turning and closing the side door to the Brony Show bar. He set his hammer against the wall and headed to the bar's main room. Now that was taken care of, he could address the real problem at Hoof. Hey, Circuit, you got a minute? Oh, there you are. Did you finally get those two to settle down, or at least leave? Yeah, I told them to come back when they're done fighting or whatever. I think we've got a different issue, though. You know that ultimate chocolate sculpture you ordered for the Christmas party? It's here, he said with a jerk of his head towards the front door. Circuit looked perplexed for a split second before a mix of anger and dread crossed his face. Yeah, what about it? Oh, don't tell me they got it messed up. Seems he scratched his mustache slightly. No. In fact, the problem is kind of the exact opposite of that. It arrived in perfect condition. And it was right back to confusion towards Circuit. What? Why is that a problem? Well, seems he began, pulling his Santa hat down to shield his eyes before opening the door. A glorious fudgy radiated into the room, nearly blinding the greenhorn. Circuit found himself falling to his knees in joyous awe at the sugary perfection framed in the doorway, standing there as if it was delivered from on high by confectionery angels. Seems he sighed, already knowing better than to look at this point. Yeah, I can't look directly at it either. It caused 5 traffic accidents without injuring anyone, melted a wall with hurtful graffiti on it, and it fixed my cavities. Kind of hurt a little, which is great and all, but I don't think we'll be able to have an actual party with this thing hanging around, unless starting a cult is your idea of a party, I guess. Circuit? Already dreading what he knew he'd see, seems he peeked out from under the brim of his hat. Ah, damn it, not you two. Circuit could not respond, nor could he even hear his friend speaking. So transfixed was he by the chocolatier's masterpiece. The eyes, 2 shining pearls of white fudge, each dotted by a gleaming jewel of fondant for irises, smoldered from under flawless brows of dark chocolate, with a mane and tail to match, both gorgeously coiffed. The extensively chiseled jawline and cheekbones smiled down at the hapless mortal pony beneficently, as warm as the rich cocoa scent emanating from the sculpture's sensuously carved physique. Every last detail from head to hoof of the figure was indefatigable, incomparable, and generally amazing enough to warrant additional, needlessly large words like those. This gastronomic statuary was too absolute, too pure to even think about eating. Yet, its existence as food was all the more tragic in that it should be frozen, unmoving, forever. At the same time, penultimate pony immortalized in chocolate milk in front of them was just too utterly perfect to exist in pathetic, flawed, mortal flesh. There was no other way to stay it. What stood before them was nothing less than the very essence of the chocolate divine. What came out of Circuit's awestruck barely functioning mouth, however, was.
Oh my god, it's so sexy.